morning guys, it's Jenny here from Just Jenny Journaling. Welcome back to my channel. Before I start, as I remember, I'd like to say a quick hello to some new subscribers who joined us in the last sort of week or so. So hi to LaRonda Scott, welcome aboard. To Linda Sawyer, good to have you aboard guys. And also to Mary Nybert, thank you for joining us on this journey. Today I wanted to do a couple of things really. The last video was it's just a share really of my new daybook arrangement, moving on from this trusty companion that saw us through the autumn and winter, and this for spring, right from, I'm going to go from March to August, so spring and summer. Decided to make a traveller's notebook and add the inserts. So the last video showed basically trying to, starting this really, decorating it, because I'd started it off camera. So so basically it's this beautiful chintz I've covered. I've covered using backed it on onto some linen. And a tip that I didn't share actually in the last video that I meant to and forgot was I bought a big like fabric samples for, it was $1.50 I think, upholstery samples. It was from the charity shop. If you come across those guys in your travels, snap them up for your journals, because they're ideal for beautiful fabrics, just big enough to use for lining or even to cover your journals. And in fact, I've got in my collection that I'm working on at the moment to be released quite soon, it's supposed to be a February one, I've lined a few of the journals with beautiful colours. So that is 100% linen, and I basically backed it onto this. I used Bondaweb for the first time, so it sort of bonds two surfaces, and I'm going to see how I go. If I get any buckling with it. So up until last time, what we did was I basically added the I think it was just this little cluster with the reinforced the butterfly, gave it more to stick on by putting it on some linen and some wallpaper, because I wasn't sure how well it would stick, and so far it looks really good. And then I've popped this on, don't know if I did that before, and I wanted to basically add that. That's all I did really since we've been on camera last. So I also, because I wanted to share actually putting the notebook together, I couldn't do it. I'll start flipping through and I'll tell you the story, so I'm not wasting time. I'll tell you the story as to why I've actually put it all together. So this is, again, it's the same chintz, which I love. I popped this little cluster on the inside of the traveller's notebook because I couldn't bear to really cover the design on the front here, although ideally that's what I wanted on the front. But I made a little pocket, and so this is the insert, and I'll show you what I've used. That's what I wanted to, the reason why I wanted to switch the camera on yesterday was to share some ideas of what I've used in it. So in this one I've actually used bits of my Daphne's diary, this year's, although you can use last year's if you've got it. And just to say guys, that's for April, I'll go on to that. Around now, because it's March, if they've still got any in stock of the actual diary, it might be worth having a look, because they tend to reduce them as it's the spring, and you can still really get quite a bit of use out of this beautiful diary. These I'm going to save for me. I'm going to be a bit greedy this year and put them in my own sort of day books and things. But isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So I actually have pulled out some pages from my Daphne's diary and actually put them in the day book. And I'm going to try and be really disciplined, if you can see that, just how beautiful that one is for May. I'm going to try and be disciplined and stick to the month rather than putting, oh, that's gorgeous. So that's what I've used. I've used some Daphne's Diary in my day book this year. What I did was the front and the back have of the diary are little pockets. So that's the back, and that's the pocket in the back. And so what I decided to do was do like a floating pocket. So I cut the front cover off of the diary, and I've just started to embellish it with lace. I haven't finished yet, but started to embellish it with lace, and I'm going to pop it on the back because I'm not sure if I want to stick it on or not. I'm not sure yet. This is and that beautiful, if you can see it, I don't know if I showed it in the last video, it was just a little scarf pin that I picked up recently at a charity shop. It works really well, so I shall keep it for that for now. So that's the one thing, Daphne's Diary I've used. Right, let's go in. So that's it. Again, it's the chintz. I've just sewn it onto some card, which I think I went through in the last video, and let's just go straight in. Okay, so starting here, that's the spring Daphne's Diary. That's the Colour Your Days, and it says let spring begin. If you can see how pretty that is, how beautiful is that? And that's the other side. That's the other side of that, and it had a bruschetta type recipe on there, but I didn't really keep that, so that's. And then I've actually used some of the day book with the dates on, starting off from last Thursday. This here is paper I think was from either Daphne's Diary or Flow magazine. What was it? It was a magazine that I bought, this paper, and I'd saved it to put in my scripture journal, which I'm going to be, my new scripture journal needs to be done because my old one's finished, but I've delved into that little bag because I just love it. And this is from a planner, and this one here, oh, I'll show you, let me show you, hold on a mo. Now that's another thing I wanted to speak to you about, or to share while I remember. A few weeks ago, I don't know if you remember, I picked this little journal up in the Waterstones sale when I was away for the weekend with my friend. We had a girly weekend away, and Waterstones had a sale, and so this was down to, I don't know, it's about £3, 75% off. Love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. When you go through the pages, look at that, how pretty that is. I love the colours. I love the different designs and kind of planner designs. So I decided to, and this is just an idea, don't be frightened if you find something like this, to take it to bits. Take it to bits and use the pages in your own projects, which is what I've done here. And take it to bits, use it in your own projects. And then I thought the cover would be really nice for a traveller's notebook, or you could take maybe just a little bit of that picture out and collage it onto the front of something or into something. I love these typewriters. So what I decided to do with this was I took the back off. And I kind of made a start. I've kind of made a start on my April. I'm going to see how this, because I love this. This was from Masons in Abingdon last week, and I just love the umbrellas for April showers, and I thought the colours go really well. So kind of what I've done is I've lined just the front here. Still looking quite rough. You'll see me as I dress it. So that's the inside of my April TN, and I'm going to make a little pocket there. I'll probably line a little bit better in there, I think. But anyway, so that is the back cover of this. So I'm just making as much use as possible, and I'm going to use this one as well. I'll use this one for something else. So just an aside there, guys. So that's, let's just pop that to one side. So this page here is I put it in sideways on this occasion. Okay, so that's the rest again. So this is from the Daphne's diary, actually on the day. This is from the Royal Horticultural Society 2004 diary that I picked up in the charity shop. Again, guys, keep your eyes peeled for these because they are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. They really are. I've used some here. I've tea dyed some. They're going to be in the collection with this the Sanderson cover collection that I'm working on at the moment. Also in my February collection, but as we know in March, I've got to rethink that name. But anyway, so this is, as I said, it was 2004. Hold on, this vase thing seemed a good idea at the time. Yeah, so there you have that. Right, so that's just it really, guys. Popped in, this is from a little observer's book of flowers. I cut my pages quite short, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to pin that in because I didn't know what to do with it. But that's, look how gorgeous. How does it look? Does that look? I've got a beautiful book on gardening, beautifully illustrated, and I thought I'd pop that in. I'm going to save that for my what's the word? Projects. I think I can find it actually. If I can find it. Anyway, a little bit of Edith Holden. I've popped in the middle there. Absolutely beautiful, and that is from the March spread. That's for March, and I'm not sure if it's from the Nature Notes rather than the Country Diary. I think it might be the Nature Notes that I picked up, but that's lovely. So I've done that. Basically, just put a little glass bead, and if you can see that, on the dangle in the middle. If you can see the colours on that, how beautiful that is. So I thought I'd go through it now because I'll be using it. So I've got, oh, that's the other side of that book page. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful illustrations in there, and it's a really nice weight paper as well. Snowdrops, just going over now in Oxfordshire, just finishing. Gorgeous. On the side of that lovely paper. I've just a little pocket in the back, and I've basically popped the rest of the date cards, calendar cards from our atelier. I think, because April, I might pop next. I could actually put them in here, couldn't I? Could put them in there. It makes a nice spread in my floating pocket. So that's it, guys, and the idea is it's looking a bit lonesome in here at the moment. I've done my I tend to try and do for me, and I've done a few just to sell, a little bit of a chunkier, a bigger TN. The idea is that you can fill it with fully dressed really chunky traveller's notebooks without it spilling over the side. So I've done one here. Let me try and do this. Let me try and do this off camera without actually knocking the camera over. So I've got this particular one from my vintage floral collection that I've got in my vintage floral. So if you can see, that one is a kind of fully dressed one as well. I've yet to embellish. I've got all embellishments in the front. I haven't really put that. That could actually be one of my favourites, couldn't it? So it just gives you an idea. And as yet, I'm just finding my dangle, like a necklacey type thing or whatever. So I'm going to probably have 4 at a time, maybe more. That gives you an idea of how it looks. So off camera, I'll probably be popping the elastic through. I just need to find my some jewels, vintage jewellery, I think, to pop on the front with the elastic. So that's it. That's how it's going to be looking. I hope you've enjoyed this little share What I was going to say was, guys, for those of you who follow me regularly, thank you ever so much for your support. Do appreciate it. Must just say that the giveaway for both YouTube and Instagram is still in the radar. It's still on my radar, guys. Just been a bit backed up at the moment, so just finishing off the February collection. Once that's all finished, I will be working on Amy's project, which is all sort of lace filled and gorgeous, and along the same theme of the giveaway, and with the March collection as well. I think will be along the same theme. So keep looking on Instagram for updates. It is on its way. Thank you so much. For those who are new, please like and subscribe if you do, and if you don't, then feel free not to, but it would be nice to have you along. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.